Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and good morning, students. I hope you all are fine and doing well. Today we are going to start our lecture after winter vacations, and this is the lecture for fourth week, week fourth. And in this lecture, we are going to cover right grammar and activities. It is the continuation of Unit 7. And we have to cover right grammar, activities and writing. So let's start our lesson with right grammar of unit 7, page number 60. Topic: if all the raindrops were lemon drops and gumdrops. So open your book on page number 60. On page number 60, on the top of the page 60, we have grammar, and here in grammar we have third conditional sentence. You are already aware of third conditional sentence because we have already read about third conditional sentence. What is third conditional sentence and what are the examples of third conditional sentence? We have read zero conditional sentence, first conditional sentence, second conditional sentence, and then third conditional sentence. Okay, I am revising the definition and examples of third conditional sentence. This is the revision. So third conditional is a conditional sentence in which we talk about something in the past that did not happen. It means that this is the imagination about the past, about something in the past that did not happen. This is the way we imagine how things could have been different in the past. If something had been different, something else would have happened. सो हमने थर्ड कंडीशनल सेंटेंस के बारे में पहले भी पढ़ा था कि हम लोग थर्ड कंडीशनल सेंटेंस में पास्ट के बारे में पढ़ते हैं कि पास्ट में कोई काम हुआ हो, कोई काम नहीं हुआ हो, उसको हम लोग सिर्फ इमेजिन करते हैं अगर कि ये होता तो ये कैसे डिफरेंट होता. ठीक है, तो हम लोग क्या कहते हैं, इमेजिन करते हैं. ये पॉसिबल नहीं है कि हम लोग पास्ट में जाके हम लोग उसको चेंज कर सकते हैं, लेकिन ये इस तरह के कंडीशनल सेंटेंस होते हैं जिसमें हम लोग पास्ट के बारे में बात करते हैं और उन कामों के बारे में बात करते हैं जो कि पास्ट में होते नहीं है, लेकिन हम लोग उनको इमेजिन करते हैं कि अगर ये इस तरह होता तो ये किस तरह इफ़ेक्ट करता. ठीक है, तो दिस इज़ कॉल्ड थर्ड कंडीशनल सेंटेंस. वी हैव एंड आई हैव ऑलरेडी tell you that we have if conditional if clause and then clause. So in this sentence we have an example: if we have seen the comet, we would have called you to come over. Here we first of all we have if sentence, if, देन वी हैव पास्ट परफेक्ट टेंस. अगर अब हम लोगों के पास थर्ड कंडीशनल बनाने के लिए तरीका ये है कि पहले हम इफ़ डालते हैं, इफ़, उसके बाद हम लोग पास्ट परफेक्ट यूज़ करते हैं, इसके बाद हम लोग वुड लगाते हैं, देन हैव लगाते हैं, उसके बाद हम लोग पास्ट पार्टिसिपल लगाते हैं. ये हमारे पास एक रूल है कि हम सबसे पहले इफ़ लगाते हैं, फिर हम लोग पास्ट परफेक्ट टेंस यूज़ करेंगे, पास्ट परफेक्ट फॉर्म यूज़ करेंगे, देन अब उसके साथ हम लोग वुड हैव लगाएंगे, फिर उसके बाद पास्ट पार्टिसिपल. सो हमारे पास कंडीशनल सेंटेंस बनेगा. उसके बाद हमारे पास एग्जांपल्स हैं. इफ़ यू हैव ट्रेवल्ड बैक इन टाइम, यू कुड हैव मेट माई ग्रैंड फादर. इज़ इट पॉसिबल टू ट्रेवल बैक इन द टाइम? नो. So this is just imagining about the past time. If Mr. Green had graded the papers yesterday, he might have had time to watch the play. So this is also not possible, but it is the imagination about the past, about something that did not happen in the past. Okay, now we have exercise A, B and C. Read, change, and say. Replace the highlighted words with the new words. अब हमने क्या करना है कि जो हाईलाइटेड वर्ड्स हमारे पास है उनको हमने चेंज करके न्यू वर्ड्स डालने हैं. If the word hadn't entered the space race, the exploration of space would have been slower. So here we have the highlighted words, the exploration of space would have been slower. So we have to change this with the new words. We have two new words. The first one is there wouldn't have been a space station or we wouldn't have learned about the moon. So if the world hadn't entered the space race, we wouldn't have learned about the moon. If Tim had seen the movie, he could have told us about it. If Tim had studied the chapter, he could have told us about it. So then we have second exercise B, fill in the correct verb form. We have to use correct form of verb. If Bill had used the map, they wouldn't have got lost. The first one, in the first stage we have to use had used and wouldn't have got lost. Then we have if we had caught up the earlier bus, we would not have been late. Then the third one is she had become an astronaut if she would have studied more. So here first we use if, then we use past, then we used past perfect, then would have, then after that we use past participle form of the verb. So we have exercise C, complete the sentence with had, hadn't, would have, wouldn't have. If he had asked me, I would have done it. If he had asked me, I would have done it. Then the second is, if we hadn't moved, we wouldn't have met you. Third is, if Marcus hadn't received his pilot's license, he wouldn't have been able to fly us to London. For they had gotten better grades if they would have studied the teacher's notes. So you have to look the dash, you have to look the blanks, and then you have to put wouldn't have or hadn't would not have. So you have to put this in the correct places, correct blanks. Then we have writing portion. Our writing portion is, in the writing we have a new word, conjecture. We have conjecture. Conjecture means it is a statement that might be true but it is not proven. So a conjecture is like an educated guess. It means that conjecture वो स्टेटमेंट होता है जो कि ट्रू मतलब सच हो सकता है, जो कि ट्रू हो सकता है लेकिन वो प्रूफ नहीं है, वो प्रूवन नहीं है, उसे कोई प्रूफ नहीं किया गया है लेकिन वो रिसर्च बेस्ड है. तो उस स्टेटमेंट को हम लोग कहते हैं कंजेक्चर. सो आवर राइटिंग इज माई वेरी बैड डे. माई वेरी बैड डे. माई डैड टोल्ड अस last week that we are moving to Mars. Our whole family was excited, especially me. But the day we were supposed to leave was a very bad day. First, I overslept. I must have forgotten to set my alarm the night before. I jumped out of bed quickly, put some clothes on, and rushed out of the door. If only I had set my alarms, I wouldn't have been in such a hurry. Then, as I rushed to the car, my dad started laughing. I still had my slippers on. I ran back to the house, only to find that my new Mars space shoes were packed. If I had remembered to leave my space shoes by the door, I wouldn't have forgotten to put them on. Finally, my dad asked me for the Mars map so we could board the correct Mars spaceship. I couldn't find the map. I lost it. If I hadn't lost the map, we would have been on the spaceship by now. It was a very bad day. So this is our writing a conjecture. we have some rules because you are writing about something that doesn't exist. Detail that use the senses, sight, sound, taste, touch, and smell are important. So this means that in conjuncture we are uh, in conjuncture we are using the senses, sight, sound, taste, touch, and smell that are important, but we are talking about something that doesn't exist. So we have to think about our idea carefully and what could have happened and what couldn't have. So make a picture in your mind about your subject, then help the reader to get the same picture in their mind. So हमने क्या करना है कि हम लोग ऐसे चीज़ के बारे में कंजेक्चर में हम लोग ऐसी चीज़ों के बारे में बताते हैं जो कि प्रूवन नहीं है, जो कि एग्जिस्ट नहीं करते, बट हो सकता है कि वो ट्रू हो। तो उसमें हम लोग सेंसेस यूज़ करते हैं, जैसे साइट हो, साउंड, टेस्ट, टच, दे ऑल आर इम्पोर्टेंट। एंड हमने अपने आइडियाज़ के बारे में केयरफुली हमने रीड करना है कि क्या हो रहा है और क्या नहीं हो रहा है। और हमने अपने, जैसे मैंने आपको बताया कि एक माइंड मैप हमने बनाना है। जो चीज़ हम राइट करते हैं उसके लिए पहले हमने माइंड मैप बनाना है, फिर उस माइंड मैप के थ्रू हम लोग कुछ लिख सकते हैं। सो दिस इज़ ऑल अबाउट राइटिंग conjecture. Then we have exercise A, B and C. Here B is your homework because we have already done this in the previous class, and I have already tell you about how to write a third conditional sentence. And what is third conditional sentence? So look, the first A, exercise A, match the if part of the sentence with the then part. If there had been a pot of gold at the end of that rainbow, I would have done it. If he hadn't lost his money, he could have bought lunch. If they had invited him, he would have come. If she had reminded me, we would have been very happy. So you have to match this with the correct then part. Okay, now come to page number 62. In 62 we have write activities. We have exercise A, B and C. C is not included in your syllabus, so we have exercise A and B. In exercise A we have to match each words with the correct meaning. The first one is flatter, silly, aware, previously, stroke, advice. So flatter means to cause someone to feel pleased by saying something. Means flatter means chaploosi karna. Then silly, you know what's mean by silly. Silly is a playful or funny. Then we have aware. Aware means knowing something or knowing that something exists. And previously means earlier in the time, or the previous means early. So stroke means a gentle movement with the hand. And advice means an opinion about what someone should do. So you have to match this with the correct meaning. Then we have B, fill in the blanks with the correct expression. Then we have our expressions. We have to fill the blank with correct expression. In the first blank, dash, when was the last time we met? It's been long, too long. When was the last time we met? We need to dash to find out what we missed. We need to stand out to find out what we missed. Then the third one is, now is your chance to prove that you are a good cook. Then fourth one is, your red pillow sketch up on your bed. Your red pillow sketch up on your bed. So this is all in this page, exercise A and B. In exercise A you have to match the correct meaning with the correct words, and in exercise B you have to fill the blanks with the correct expressions. Okay, now come to page number 63. In 63 we have different pictures and we have to write third conditional sentence. And look at the first one. In the first one we have two pictures. In the first picture the if clause, and the second is then clause. If my friends and I had known we had all be at the museum at the same time, then we would have bought a picnic lunch. The second one is, if we hadn't thrown out the fireball in the air, the forest wouldn't have caught fire. If we hadn't thrown out the fireball in the air, the forest wouldn't have caught fire. Then the third one is, if I had a magic lamp, I would have gone to the beach. If I had a magic lamp, I would have gone to the beach. Then exercise E, match the dialogue so they make sense. The first one, Clarissa, are you okay? You are very late today. What happened? Oh dear, how did you get so dirty? Those are your new clothes for the party. Third one, did you forget we were supposed to meet yesterday? I waited for you for a long time. Didn't you bring your history book? I thought we were going to study today. Now we have to match this with the correct dialogue to make a sense. The first one, Clarissa, are you okay? You are very late today. What happened? Okay, now look the third one. The third uh, the third dialogue to the next column. Thank you for asking. I'm fine. If I would have left the house earlier, I would have been on time. Sorry, I'm late. So this is the answer of the first dialogue. Then second one. Oh dear, how did you get so dirty? Those are your new clothes for the party. Okay, look at the first one. If I had been watching more carefully, I would have seen the puddle. I stepped right in it and splashed mud on myself. So, this is the answer of dialogue 2. Then the third one is, did you forget we were supposed to meet yesterday? I waited for you for the long time. So the last one is, I didn't forget. If I had checked my bike tires the night before, I would have known I had a flat tire. I had to fix it and I was really late. So this is the answer of third dialogue. And then we have, didn't you bring your history book? I thought we were going to stay today. Oops, I will go back and get it. If I had put it by the front door, I would have remembered it. So this is the uh, these are the dialogues that make the sense. When we match them, the dialogues with the correct one, it makes senses. So you have your homework and your class work. Your class work is, आप लोगों को मैंने class work के बारे में पहले भी बताया है कि आप लोगों ने क्लास वर्क तो मैंने की है। आप लोगों के लिए जितने भी मैंने इस वीडियोस में करवाए हैं, आपको आप लोगों ने सिर्फ कॉपी पेस्ट करना है इधर से देख के। योर क्लास वर्क इज़ दिस, दैट यू हैव टू कॉपी पेस्ट दैट आई हैव डन in the lecture. And your homework is, you have to do exercise B on page 61 and you have to do a review 7 page 70 to 71. सो आप लोगों ने क्या करना है कि 61 पेज में जो एक्सरसाइज बी है उसमें आप लोगों ने थर्ड कंडीशनल सेंटेंस लिखनी है, 3 थर्ड कंडीशनल सेंटेंस लिखने हैं। और सेकंड ये कि रिव्यू, इसी चैप्टर का जो रिव्यू है वो आप लोगों ने करना है। सो दिस इज़ ऑल इन दिस लेक्चर। अगर आप लोगों के पास कोई आप लोगों को कोई प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है समझने में, तो आप अपने ऑफिशियल नंबर के थ्रू टीचर से कांटेक्ट कर सकते हैं या स्कूल में आके आप पूछ सकते हैं। ओके, थैंक यू।